Hi guys, I'm Michelle with Be Empowered Yoga. This is your 30-day yoga challenge. Are you ready? Day 12. Let's flow. Starting kneeling on your mat, we're going to do some kneeling sun salutations. Taking a nice deep breath here, bring those hands to your heart center. Let's bring ourselves into this space. Taking a nice deep breath in and exhaling. One more time as you inhale nice and full. And exhale. Nice job. Alright, let's bring those arms up as we take a nice deep inhale. Bringing them on up. Bring that gaze up to the ceiling as well. Exhale, come on down into our child's position. Extending that pose. Arching that back as you come up into a cat back. Tucking those toes under, pushing back into a downward dog. Breathing in this downward dog. Dropping those knees down. Arching up, pushing back here. And coming all the way back up as you bring those hands up to the sky. Exhale, down to heart center. Closing those eyes and breathing here. Nice job. Inhale, coming all the way up. Exhale, come on down to that child's pose. Coming on up as you exhale into that cat back. Tucking those toes under, pushing back to that downward dog. Breathing here. Nice job. Come on down with those knees. Arch up into that cat back. Push back into the child's position. Coming all the way up. Bring those hands up. Exhale, coming on down with those hands. One more time, coming all the way up. Breathing here. Exhale, come on down into this nice puppy pose. Breathing. So we're just in a nice extended child pose with our bottoms up in the air. Breathing here. Arching that back as you come up. Tucking those toes under. Pushing back in a downward dog. Breathing in this downward dog. And coming down to a tabletop position. Sitting back on those knees. Breathing here. You can have those hands to your heart center if you'd like to. Nice job. Let's continue to flow. So let's bring our right leg forward and kind of sitting into this a little bit more. Remember where that knee should be directly over those toes, not leaning from side to side. You want to protect that knee joint here. Inhale, bring those arms up to the sky. Exhale, bringing them down as you lean into this a little bit further, almost like you're in a runner's pose. You can tuck those toes in here if you like to give that back foot a nice little stretch. Breathing here, untuck those toes, bring those hands all the way up. Tiny little back bend here. Breathing, staying nice and gentle with this, and then bringing those hands down, and then bringing that knee back up. So we're nice and square here, and we're going to turn into this. So bringing that left hand over to that left leg or right leg. Breathing into this, bringing that right arm behind you. Breathing. Smiling here. And coming back around to the front, dipping into this a little more as you bring those hands up. And coming on back. Plant those hands, lift those front toes up to the sky. Breathing here. And coming back forward. Let's plant those hands on the mat and slide this foot back. Bring that left foot forward here. Dipping into this as you lean into this pose here. Breathing, you can bring those hands to your heart center or bring them on up to the sky. Breathing here. You can even bend into this a little bit. Remember, you want to take care of that knee. So don't let it go from side to side in this position. Otherwise, we're really going to harm that joint and we don't want to do that. So breathe here. Bringing it back and arching that back a little bit here. Breathing into this. If you need to, you can put a little towel underneath this other leg so you can slide that in here. Turning over to that left side. Bringing that right hand to that left leg here. And that left arm is directly behind you. You can have it up in the air if you'd like or down below. It's your choice. This nice spinal twist here. And let's bring it back to center. Inhale, bring those arms up. Tiny little back bend here. So we're still dipping forward into this as we bring those hands up and arch back a little bit. And then bring those hands down. Walking yourself back, lifting those left toes up to the sky. Breathing here. Nice little stretch. Walking back forward. Bringing that foot back. Let's tuck those toes under. Push back into a downward dog. Breathing in this downward dog. And let's walk those feet to the hands. Inhale, lifting up to a nice half lift and look forward. Exhale, come on down. Arms all the way up to the sky. Hands together, sitting in your chair here. So breathing in this chair, enjoying the chair. And sitting all the way up. Arching back a little bit and then coming back into this chair. We're going to lift that right leg up and kick it back behind you. You can go ahead and straighten out both legs here. So we're coming into a nice flat back. So straightening your legs, finding your balance here. You can bring those hands behind you. You can even dip that foot down if you need to for balance. Or lift it up slowly from there. And begin to lean forward. Take a nice deep inhale as we work with this balance and bring that leg forward in front of you. Breathing here. Finding your balance. And inhale, shoot those arms up, kick that leg straight. Remember, if you need to, you can always drop that foot down. And bringing everything back into center, so bringing that leg into your center chest, bringing those hearts to your center, and kicking it back behind you as you dip forward. Finding your balance, finding a wrist or a focal point in front of you. Dropping that foot down as you bend that front knee. So your left knee is bending here, your back leg is straight. Inhale, bring those arms up to the sky. Exhale, pivot that back foot here. So it's facing the long end of the mat. So your toes are facing that long end. And the arch of your foot is facing that short end here. So we're coming into our nice warrior pose here. So if you need to, kind of glide yourself out a little bit more to adjust into this. Breathing here. So remember where your arms should be. Nice and straight here as we sit into this. Breathing here. And bringing those hands back. Pointing those toes back towards the front short end. Bringing those hands down to the mat. Bringing that back foot up and forward. Bringing that left foot up and back to the back of the mat here. Coming on up. Pivoting and planting it. And moving into our warrior two here. So breathing here. Remember where those arms should be. Sitting into this. Nicely, gently. Breathing. Doesn't that feel good? Alright, let's bring that arm forward. Plant those hands and down. We're going to bring this foot up. Keeping it up, bringing those hands to your heart center here. You can always drop those toes down if you need to for balance. And bring those hands back and slowly lift that toe up to find your balance. If you need to, pop down and up. So you can continue this, straighten that front leg out as we tip forward into this. Breathing here. Enjoying this feeling. Finding your balance and your drishti. Your focal point. Each leg is different. Bringing that back leg forward. Tucking everything in here. Finding that balance on the mat. Shooting those arms up and that leg out in front of you. Bringing it back to center. And dropping it down. Shake out that other leg. Nice job. How are we doing? All right. Here we go. Standing in the center of your mat. Taking one wide step on one side and another wide step on the other side. Let's sit down into our goddess pose here. Breathing here. Turning those toes on the left side out to that short end of the mat. Moving into a warrior one. Remember where you should be. So straightening that back foot out so it's gliding on that short end. Toes are facing the long end. You're sitting into this lunge, yet pulling back. So you're standing up straight with that spine, making a T with those arms here. Breathing into this. And bring both toes so they're facing that long end. Bring those hands up. Heart center sitting down here. Working those large muscles today. Breathing. Let's turn those right toes towards that short end. And sit on into this. Breathing here. Opening up those arms. Remember where the hands should be, where the feet should be for your warrior. So those back toes should be facing that long end of the mat. The front toes are facing the short end of the mat. Remember where your spine should be up nice and tall. Breathing here. How you doing? Good? All right. Let's bring this back to center so both toes are facing that long end. Sitting into this warrior pose, this goddess pose. Breathing as we inhale. Come on up. Exhale, sitting back down. Breathing here. Straightening up and bending down. Planting your hand in between those legs. If you need to add a block or hold on. The top arm is straight up. Coming back up and bringing the other side down. So you don't necessarily have to touch the ground. You can be on up here. No pressure on that knee, remember? There shouldn't really be any pressure on that leg. So you can kick-tock this bottom arm. Coming on up. Bringing those feet back to center. Hands back to center. Breathing here. How you doing? All right. Let's blow through a nice sun salutation. Get that heart rate going. Inhale, shoot those arms up. Exhale, come on down. Lifting up to that half lift. Plant those hands. Let's step back to our plank position. Breathing in this plank position. Pushing back into downward dog. Dropping those knees down. Pushing back into a child's pose. Sitting on up. Inhale, bring those arms up. Exhale, bring them forward. Arching up into that cat back. Tuck those toes, pushing back here. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, walk to the front of the mat. Lifting up all the way. Hands down, heart center, standing in your mountain position. Breathing here. How'd you do? Did you make it all the way through? If not, that's okay. You're getting stronger every day. I'm proud of you. Way to keep up the great work. I'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.